Hi, I'm Mike Hamilton. I'm over here at Lithia Toyota Reading, and behind me is the all-new 2022 Corolla Cross. I'll be right back. Earlier this year, Toyota announced that they were going to build a new SUV, a more value-conscious SUV that was also an all-wheel drive optional model, one that met a different price point and a little bit smaller than the other SUVs that are available, like the RAV4 is a larger version of SUV. Given this buyer here something that's more comparable to, say, like a Subaru Crosstrek, they come, as far as I'm aware of, in two trim packages. They have an LE version and an XLE version. Now, don't hold me to that because I haven't looked at the whole list yet, but that's the ones I've seen that have been allocated to us, including this one here. This happens to be an LE all-wheel drive model, so let's go over the features on this vehicle. So, as Toyota's done in many of their models, they've gone with that honeycomb grille. I think it looks real good. And then you have that Toyota logo, and behind there is your radar systems for your adaptive cruise control and your smart stop. Lane departure alert and is up here in the windshield, and also pedestrian detection, cyclist detection, smart stop. All that's part of your radar system and your camera systems up there. They put some really nice lights on that, so let me show you that. All right, let's continue on. Let's move over onto the side here. So it looks like on your higher levels, looks like there'll be a fog light that will be down in here. That will be your XLE. Maybe they'll have other trims like XSE or SEs available too. I've only seen the XLE and the LE models so far, so all I can say, I haven't checked on that if there's other trims other than XLE and LE. They give you a pretty nice, attractive rim for an LE with a nice tire. That's a Continental tire, so that's not a cheap tire. Coming up to the mirror caps, they have color-coded mirror caps, so it's not a black mirror cap. Lane turn signal indicators are on here, so that's real nice there. Also, this is a smart key or proximity key, so you have a key that looks like this. So you have just walking up to the door, you could unlock it where those two notches are. If I put my fingers on the notch, it will lock it. Unlocking is as simple as putting my hand on the door. So you'll have that for both front doors. Taking a look on the inside from the front passenger here, let's kind of look at some of the materials. Again, an entry-level vehicle. We're getting hard plastics, but it still looks attractive. It gives you this finish like you're looking at some sort of a leather finish. They do have a Softex insert here, some nickel polish, of course, power windows, power mirrors, power locks. There is a regular cloth seat with this diamond stitching pattern in the backrest here. The seat is pretty nice and comfortable. Again, we got some soft touches on the dash, nickel polish with the vents. Again, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. Again, we're in an entry-level vehicle, but they didn't cheapen out all this vehicle now. You have a e-brake that's electric that parks itself, and brake hold. I will go over that when we go in there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This has the roof rails, but not the roof rack crossbars. I haven't seen one of the, this is maybe our third we've gotten. I have not seen one with roof rack crossbars. Maybe they're not putting them on yet, but that will be available. So if you're into like kayaking, camping, things like that, that will be available for you, and they should hold a couple 100 pounds at least. You got one, looks like one seat or two seat pockets here. It looks like you don't have it on that side, so something they could have done there. No fold down armrest, 60-40 split. You do have air vents, which is nice. So there is air vents, and there are USB ports down there. I don't know they're both USB regulars or USB-C in or USB regular. Looks like just USB regulars down there, but that you do have that and available. Those seats will fold down to nearly flat as I demonstrated earlier. Let's go to the back. You have your shark fin that's going to support your Sirius XM radio, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Safety Connect, getting your stolen vehicle locator, emergency services, all part of that. Just kind of look at the back here, and you got your badging and your tail lights and your turn signal lights on here. We do have rear windshield wiper and rear defrost for this window. This is going to be strut assist, and it comes up very easily. This already comes with the all-weather cargo mat. Very simple to fold that seat down. Let's just click the other side. I had it farther back for me, so it's going to be a little cramped for a larger adult, but kids should be okay in this. Very easy driving too, though. I was noticing that like the steering was very light. Same 2.0 engine. I'm sure it's the same 6-speed transmission and 2.0 engine. Fuel doors always here. Most of all the Toyotas have it on the driver's side. Again, we're gonna have some hard plastics, but we got cup holders and so a couple other places for storage in here. Continue on. This is what I think is pretty nice. You know, this does have convenience packets, so you do have that proximity key, and you do have blind spot monitors in this here. So very nice for the money. Again, this is only about $27,000 MSRP. We are not marking this thing up, so this one is sold, and I have sold this to a customer. But if you're local or close to where I'm at and we have them in stock, reach out to me. I'm over here at Lithia Toyota Redding in Redding, California. That's near the Oregon border. We do not mark these ones up, so this is one you could buy at MSRP right now. So if we have them in stock, and as far as what's going on in the economy, it should be within about 3 or 4 months. We should see an influx of inventory, so that's going to be nice. I do really like these lights, and there's some carrots along here. So where did I see it earlier? Oh yeah, right here. It says Corolla Cross here, and I noticed another spot. It was over here too. So they're putting these little carrots over here where they're kind of hiding some of their logos. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the inside. Checking out the inside of the driver's door, same as the inside of the passenger door, except for you do have all the controls here for all 4 power windows, and you have the lockout, so your kiddos in the back can't roll up and down the windows and play with that. A couple of places for storage and a bottle holder in here. Toyota is always pretty generous with their cup holders, so we got a couple cup holders in here. And then you have your auto dimming high beams. That's part of your Toyota Safety Sense, and this is going to have the full 2.5 version of the Toyota Safety Sense. I believe the LE's the only not going to come with a power seat, but I believe I would say the XLE probably does have a driver's power seat, although I have not seen one, so don't hold me to that. But I would imagine, knowing Toyota from other models, you'll have a driver's seat available for this vehicle that's powered. Let's go ahead and start her up. So push the start button, starts right up, easy of course. And then here's something I was really thought was cool. It's got LED lights in it. So Toyota's stepping up. We didn't even have LED lights in a Land Cruiser, of the very last of the Land Cruiser. So think about that this $27,000 LE Corolla Cross comes automatically with LED lighting in it, which I think that's bomb. Let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel here. Let me push the steering wheel in a little bit. You're going to get all your functions and controls inside here. Let me back this camera out so we can see that. So you're going to have your toggles here that's going to control the Toyota Safety Sense and all your stuff. So I will go over that in a second. Radio controls, push to talk for Siri or the Toyota way of doing things. You have your radio modes down here. Your cruise control are set up here, in your lane departure alert and lane trace assistance, and then adaptive cruise control. All those buttons are in there. So then let's go ahead and zoom in on our gauge cluster. So you have your tachometer and your speedometer in there, and inside for our friends from up north, we have it in kilometers. And also, I think the vehicle speaks 3 different languages. I think we have English, Spanish, and French. So those are all available. So if you don't like the analog, you do have a digital miles per hour in this thing. I'll go over that. Fuel economy. Fuel economy is somewhere just kind of on average right around low 30 miles a gallon, just say about 30 for this vehicle. So decent enough. Here's your eco. So when that's in the green, you're getting your best fuel economy. This is as far as the range. I filled it up. I would imagine with some history on the computer, this thing probably gets maybe closer to 400 miles on a fuel tank, I would imagine. So this has no miles on it. We're at 7, so it doesn't have any history on that yet. Back to that, then you have your lane departure and adaptive cruise control screen here. If you push this button down here, you have pacing for, let me turn this on, and then you have pacing. That's 3 seconds of pacing with 3 bars, 2.5 and 2 seconds. Let's move on to the next screen over here, and then you have your trip information. Actually has TPS monitors with the pressures on it. That's a first that I have seen in a Corolla. So a little bit more stuff in these things. Your all-wheel drive stuff now, that's cool. That's going to give you how this thing is getting traction. This has a really smart all-wheel drive. After a certain speed, it's a high 40s, it will just shut off and go to front-wheel drive, because the car figures if you're going that fast, you don't need all-wheel drive, so you need to be slowing down. If you do need all-wheel drive, it speeds above 50 miles an hour. Then back to that screen. Then here's all your full bore 2.5 Toyota safety sense that's available to this vehicle. You have your lane departure alert. You'll have your steer assist. Your pedestrian detection is all part of that. Pre-collision speeds up to 110 miles an hour. It feels you're going to collide with a vehicle in front of you. It's going to go into a hard brake mode and slow you down by a minimum of 30 miles an hour. And hopefully avoid that. Same with pedestrians to 50 miles an hour, and cyclists, it will do the same. Blind spot monitoring, push that on and off. You'll have your blind spot monitors, which is nice. This is a new thing for a Corolla and the LE level to have blind spot monitors in the as something that's an option in this level of the vehicle. Rear cross traffic alert. You're backing up, those blind spot monitors will see stuff behind you and alert you that somebody's walking or a car's coming, and audibly beep and flash in your mirror. This one reads your speed limits as you go by, and also reads the stop sign. Vehicle settings is the next one. No messages. This is like an onboard diagnostics built into this vehicle. If there was a problem with this vehicle, it's going to tell you what's wrong with this vehicle and display that on the screen, so you could call your store. Matter of fact, with the connected services, you could have the car update the store its health report, which is a pretty cool feature. So the store could get alerted if there's issues going along wrong with this vehicle by alerting that. So that's also features that are available in pretty much all the models. And then back to our digital screen. A really nice infotainment screen. This is pretty big. I would say that's a 9-inch. So this is going to support Sirius XM radio. It's going to have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You got the map button that you could use. It don't have built-in maps, but you could do Waze maps through those connected services, Google Maps, and there's the map service that Toyota has called Scout GPS. So one of those 3 will be a version that you'll be able to use for the vehicle. Menu here. This is where you'll project into going to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Audio systems here. You have sources of Sirius XM, AM, FM, Bluetooth to bring in your different audio sources. Also, internet sources will be available through your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Let's go back into the menu. You have also usually an eco button or info button here, and then the eco. This, it tells you about the economy of the vehicle, the range, and those things. All those features are available. Simple air controls are in this vehicle, so it's just a one dial on this. I would say the XLE is going to get dual climate controls. This is a single climate controls. So this is an off button here. You have your rear defrost, and this is your front defrost and heated mirrors. This is your flows here. An eco heat and cool. To use less energy. I'm not sure why they do that on a gas model, but that's something to save battery life on a hybrid. But it seems to have been adopted to the gas models too. Inside, outside air. This one here, if you have this lit, this forces all the air in the front passengers and and the driver. So if you have no rear passengers and it's 110 out, turn that on and it'll give you better cooling for the front. So that's available. Another thing I noticed on here, hard to see in this dark here as we're getting dark pretty quickly, but that is a wireless charging pad for your cell phone known as the Qi Wireless. So that is on here too. There's this off button. So manufacturers are required to make the cars shut off at stoplights if they sit too long to save on fuel. And then it kind of shimmies as it starts up again when you push the gas pedal. A lot of people don't like it. Pushing that button once after you start overrides that. And then we have our auto e-brake, so it automatically sets the emergency brake once you put it in park and disengages it when you put it in reverse. Let's go ahead and take a look at our backup camera. Nice backup camera. It only has the blue lines. There's no guidelines like our what predictive lines or yaw lines. You may have that in the XLE trim level that will have those blue lines, and probably the predictive lines of the destination you're backing up into. So I'd imagine you're not going to see more than one camera in this vehicle, unlike a high-end RAV4 could have as many as 5 cameras. So this should be only camera that will be available for this here. There's a brake hold button. So kind of explain this, I would say that's more like a hill start assist button, and for back a little bit better term. And so once that you come to a complete stop, there'll be a yellow hold brake on this screen here. Then you could take your foot off the gas and it won't roll backwards until it won't move until you push the gas pedal. So either that's a convenience thing, or possibly again hill start assist if you're in a very hilly area where you live at in the country. So definitely something available to you there. Let's go ahead and take a look at your materials in your dash in here. So you got, again, hard plastics, and then I think they put all of it together pretty nicely. It doesn't look cheap. It looks well put together. I do like that they did the LED lights. So you have vanity mirrors again with LED lighting. How about that? So you're getting LED lighting on your vanity mirrors. Also giving you those shade extenders too. So Toyota stepped up and giving you a little bit of some extra features. One last thing we have up here is the SOS button here. This SOS button is for your safety connect, and it does a variety of different things for the life of you own this vehicle without no cost. When this thing is registered, you have emergency services. So if you're ever in an accident and airbags deploy, it's going to alert the call center that you've been in an accident. If you're non-responsive, they're going to have GPS coordinates to your where your location is and how fast you were going. Also, it does for trial services, stolen vehicle locator, and also roadside assistance as part of this SOS button too. Again, I'm Mike Hamilton. I'm at Lithia Toyota. New model, new trim package, great pricing. Looking for that all-wheel drive option, or you just need the space. If you need the cargo space, those seats fold down. You could get this at a little less price if you go with the front-wheel drive version of the vehicle. Want that all-wheel drive so you could get through the snow or get a little bit of easy off-roading. This is going to be a great option. Again, as this one is as equipped, MSRP is on this is in like the low 27,000s. When we get back to normal times, expect money off on these vehicles like we've had in the past. That time is coming sooner than later. We're going to start getting an influx of vehicles starting like in March, April, as long as we don't get another wave of COVID. And from experts, summertime is when things are going to look closer to normal. So again, I want to thank you for watching this video. See you next time.